because while I'm waiting for my Chanel lipsticks to come, got them at Nordstrom, 2 arrived the next day, and then 1 the day after, and then I'm still waiting for the other one. I got 4. I thought I'd do something for today. Oftentimes this is sunscreen Saturday, but today it's going to be skincare Saturday, and we are going to be speaking about Retin A, retinol, retinaldehyde, how to get a program if you are just breaking in or if you have sensitive skin like I do. How sensitive is my skin, you ask? When I started using vitamin C, I had to use it at night. The first time I ever tried a vitamin C, my skin turned bright red within minutes. So my skin is a little bit sensitive. I have to be careful. For years, I have been trying a bunch of derivative products, but I don't want to talk about this here right now. I really want this to be a helpful video for those of you who are, maybe you're in your 30s and you want to get into it, but you don't want to go full on. Or maybe you're like me and you think, yeah, it's time, but your skin is sensitive. This is how I did it. So I started with, and this is the first product of all the products I tried that I really enjoyed wearing, and that is the A Passione from Junk Elephant. I used this every day for about it's getting hot, for about 6 months, and then I went on to a product from Osmosis that has retinaldehyde in it. And retinaldehyde is 1 step away from the same activity level as Retin A. So let's go over what these things are. This is retinoid, Retin A. This is the Grand Poobah. This is what you ultimately want, but it can be very sensitizing and it can be very drying. This is bioavailable to your skin's fibroblasts, the receptors that make collagen, immediately. Put it on, it sinks in, it says, hey, get to work. And it does. Then you have retinaldehyde. Retinaldehyde can be found in this product, which is much less expensive than the Osmosis. And this needs to be converted in your skin once, just once, before it's bioavailable and starts messaging to the fibroblasts, hey, get to work. This is retinol. So there's Retin A, A-L, that means retinaldehyde. Retinol, O-L, is different altogether. This is retinol. This needs to be converted in your skin twice before it starts signaling to your fibroblasts. In the conversion, you lose the strength. So this is 1%, while the Tret I'm using is, I believe, 0.025. This is the weakest one on the market that you can get. And I don't remember what this one is, but this, even though it's 0.025, is still stronger than this because of the conversions. So the percentage of these kind of products here are just apples to apples. You can look at this and say, oh, well, this retinol is 1% and this one is 1.2%, but you cannot compare it to this. Maybe scientists can figure out exactly how close they are to each other, but I'm not one of those. I did the Osmosis on one day, and then I did this on the other day. And again, the Osmosis is the retinaldehyde. And I did that for almost a year before I asked my doctor, please give me the Grand Poobah, give me the Queen, give it to me, I need it. And this is what he prescribed to me. So when I first got this, I put it directly on dry skin, which is what everyone says you need to do. Wash your face, let it dry for 10 minutes. You shouldn't have any moisture on your face. And it was not a good thing. When you first break into retinol, you should not, by any means, any circumstances, use it every day. Because the first day you'll think, oh, no problem, easy. And then you put it on a second day, no problem. On the third morning, easy. You put it on the third. By the fourth, your skin could be screaming at you, peeling the whole bit, because it's the accumulation of using it over and over and over again. You really, really need to break into it. So when I got this, I decided what I was going to do was sandwich this into retinol, retinal, and Retin A. And for me, I buffer it. Again, everybody's different. I do not want this directly on my skin. My skin is 100% sensitive. What do you buffer it with? Well, you could buffer it with a serum, but that's not really a buffer. I like to buffer it with one of my moisturizers. So my skincare is, I wash the face, I put on a couple of essences, I put on a couple of serums, and then I put on a couple of moisturizers. One is very light and hydrating, and the other one is a little bit more occlusive. It imitates your skin's barrier. So that is the liquid gold from Stratia. It has the cholesterol, the omega fatty acids, and the ceramides in the same ratio and pH as your skin. And that's what I finish off with. For the moisturizer before that, that is a hydrating moisturizer. I've been using this for years. I've used many different things, and some of them aren't available anymore. But I've settled on this for a couple of reasons. Just as good as some of the other things, but there's no fragrance in this, which I really appreciate. So recently, I had run out of this. And I decided, let me try this water cream moisturizer from DRMTLY. And it's really, really lovely. And I like it quite a lot. And if you have dry skin, I mentioned this before, if you have oily skin, this is probably going to be the only thing you need for a moisturizer. For me, I want a lot. So there's that one. It looks like it's thicker, but when you blend it out, it's quite thin and hydrating. And what I do is this. Okay, I got this yesterday, as you can see, issue. They say pea size. Well, I don't know about you, but I've seen peas that are quite big, and I've seen like the French peas, really quite small. So this, let me try to scoot it into one little sweet thing. This could be a pea size, be a big pea, but it could be. And then I take something like this. It's about the same ratio, half and half. Then I mix them together. Now, I have seen dermatologists say, don't do this, because if you do this, you could have hot spots where you have too much in one area and too much in another area. Well, that's not all I do, you guys. I do this. I'm pretty aggressive with this. And it's fully blended. And you know what? If I get a little bit too much on one area and not enough on another area, I'm not too worried about it, because the next day, I'm going to be using a different product. I'm not doing it every day, and the chances that it is going to do the same thing every day, you know, in the same place, no. Retin A is not photo stable, so you can put it on if you want. I wouldn't recommend it because it will make your skin more sensitive to the sun, but it's going to degrade immediately. What's interesting is, by the way, I'm a little bit all over the place, this, which is the retinaldehyde, is photostable. You can wear that during the day. So if you feel like I'm not ready for this, even if you're using it every other day and you're using something to buffer it, I am afraid of it, use this morning and night. Start with night. And if you find after 2 or 3 weeks you're fine with it, try doing it during the day, every other day, as well as night. So how did I sandwich this in? I did 1 day of this, 1 day of this, and a day off. Then I did 1 day of the retinaldehyde, 1 day of this, and then a day off. And I did that for a while, you guys. I would say do that for 2 or 3 weeks if you truly, truly have sensitive skin. And then I did this, then I did this, then I did this. And I did that for several months, probably 3 months. And then eventually this fell out of my program. Now, I'm not sure how much I have left, so it kind of worked out. But if I'm finding that my skin is feeling sensitive, but it's not about these products, it could be about anything else, I might choose to not do this, but I want to do something, and then I'll do this. My goal eventually is to wear this maybe 2 days, and I've done this before, and then 1 day of this. 2 days, 1 day of this. I have done that, but right now, 1 day of this, 1 day of this, and that's pretty much my program. And I've been using this now for almost 2 years. Do I feel that it's made a difference? I don't know. Honestly, I imagine maybe if I used it every day, I can see it. And also I had a halo, which I will be doing a video on. I did do all the research. I sent it to my doctor for him to give me the thumbs up, made sure that I had everything right. And that was months ago, and he gave me the thumbs up. And then I thought, you know what I need to look up is how blankety blank happens. I don't remember what it was. And I went down another rabbit hole, which is, I think, kind of a Virgo issue. So I decided whatever that question was, that I thought I need to look into this first so I can really give everybody as much information as possible. Luckily, I don't remember what it is anymore, and I will be working on that very, very soon. And maybe that will be for next Saturday's video. But this is this Saturday's video, and this is how I have worked with getting Retin, otherwise Retin A, whatever you want to call it, into my program for anti-aging to help with my collagen production. Because as you get older, you produce less collagen, it's just fat. Everything slows down. I will link everything below, but for me, this retinaldehyde is lovely. I'll just show you what it looks like. They say to use a full dropper. It's, you know, it's got some color. Once you put it on, you don't have any more color, but I kind of ruined my silk white pillows cases because it did sting. So, you know, with cotton, I'm sure it'll be fine, but with the silk, it's like not an issue. It was kind of a problem. That's how I did it, you guys. So this would be retinol. It is the least aggressive. It's the least irritating. And it does do some good, I have read, over time. I have seen people say that over time it has the same effect as this, but it takes years longer to get there. Maybe so, but I'm going to be 60 in a couple of days. Yikes. And, you know, I need something a little bit faster. I would recommend, if you are watching me and you are, you know, 45 to 50, time to get into it. And you do have the time to start with something like that. In fact, I'm going to say if you're 40, time to get into it. That's just me, you guys. I'm not a doctor, but this is how I did it. Now I'm doing every other day, and I am still buffering. And I will tell you what, there were a couple of times when I didn't buffer, and I will start to retinize right over here, which is just a fancy word for peeling. And I get that anyway, even when I do buffer with one of these things. But I get it more if I don't use this. That's what works for me. Maybe it'll work for you. I feel like I'm getting what I need. And, you know, I'll let you know if it changes for me. And if I end up going to putting it directly on my skin once a week and not buffering it, or putting it on after my serums but not buffering it. But that works for me, and you have a lot of choices of how you can do it, for instance, what I just said. And that's going to wrap up today's video, you guys. I hope it was helpful to you, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.
Lucy! Let's go! Let's go! What? Let's go! Let's go! Ow.